When can I just see the love of the Lord upon you? Oh, fana nyenyo mkisa na olimba. This is your day, Winkela. We're going to celebrate you, singing hallelujah, dancing with you, Winkela. Praising God, hallelujah. This is your day, Winkela. This is your day, Winkela. Lord has loved you, Winkela. Let's celebrate.
Boy. Sweet Mula.
Hi, dear.
Hi. I'm okay.
Really?
Ekyobukulu tokiteekako ogamba ono muganda we.
Thank you, Auntie Essie.
Thank you. Senga. Kyobukulu oba okisusaamu ng'omanyi otya olaba abantu bamanyi gulo ye mukulu gulo tusiikire ekyama kyaffe akaffe kye
anyabubonina byoti abana bakwashani jago olina shuwala lina weraba byoti abana bakwashani jago nzo kukwagala kwesuubira pyowa bulidi ate nga bana bole guilty ukulembera kutura kupolo ndi city ate nga nesikene ziri fiti to have a mini version of me olina kunekwata no tanta yeah olina kunekwata no tanta kuba mwakafana nyengo zatabana bebe bali nafika nefesinga neyange bebi obugonvu n'obukaka mungo wange bebi cyane bangata kiyamba kwe naye ne
When can I just see the love of the Lord upon you? Oh, fana nyenyo mkisa na olimba. This is your day, Winkela. We're going to celebrate you, singing hallelujah, dancing with you, Winkela. Praising God, hallelujah. This is your day, Winkela. When can I just see the love of the Lord upon you? Oh, fana nyenyo mkisa na olimba. This is your day, Winkela. We're going to celebrate you, singing hallelujah, dancing with you, Winkela. Praising God, hallelujah. This is your day, Winkela.
singa ow'ensonga buno obugere ate agambiddewo bwa muganda we
Yogena kulaba obwa Hudson. Azona kigere kya Hudson kya Ethan.
this is the singer sister Tugdali Wango
Yali gudde ku ijoma.
Omwana yagala sinna ko banga.
obugere tubukebedde kati awakana senga okonfaminze ekyokusinziira ku check-up original kiwedde kati ye musika ebyobusika byonna
Kiki kyotegeeza. Derek ife wano ku Nyindo. Etuyana n'okutuyana.
Mami, look here.
Nga moto.
Glosh, are you okay? Tukuwechi kirabu anyogogo bayocha
Oda kaganya to. Kansule kana kati.
senga kasita konyemu stamp Emibiyo komando abiyo ninja tulesakana Let me be your commando. I will fight all your battles. I'm your ninja.
Never be to you when you go to one day, please.
You go and take back a child.
Please.
Let me be your commando. I will fight all your battles. I'll be your ninja. Mukwano nze nyina kyesita kutte ni mu theatre mbaddeyo. Nze omutwe gwange ngutya kati. Maybe your commando.
For absolutely free, I will be teaching you how to make industrial shampoo from scratch. First thing first, pour in 500 ml of water into a small bowl. The only thing I want from you is your thank you. Then you will pour in SLS, 75 grams of SLS. SLS is like rice. Pour it into the water and leave it to dissolve very well. Leave it to dissolve very well. One thing about all these things that will dissolve is that if you pour in small water, it will take time before it dissolves. But if you pour a lot of water, that is why I said 500 ml of water. Don't worry, I will be teaching you as if I'm teaching a primary 2 student. All you need to do is to calm down and watch to the very end. Now, in another bowl, just pour in another 500 ml of water. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You see all this 500 ml, 200 ml, it is not mandatory. Just pour in enough water that you need. Then you'll be needing STPP, 25 grams of STPP. Pour it into that water. Now, if you notice that I have a 5 kg water beside me, that is the water that I've been using since to dissolve. If your recipe does not dissolve, your production, the outcome of your production will be whack. So make sure that you are not in a hurry for these things to dissolve. Let them dissolve on their own. Now into another plastic entirely. Pour in another water. It could be 250 ml, it could be 500 ml. Just make sure that you are still using from that same 5 kg of water that you set aside. Now your soda ash, 75 grams of soda ash. Pour it into that water that is in another plastic. Don't forget that this is the third plastic that we are mixing recipe inside, and we are still using 5 kg of water. Before we commence, we are trying to achieve 6 liters production of industrial shampoo. Now, even if you know that you want to be selling all these things, you see all those salon around you, you can sell it to them. Industrial shampoo, all those shampoo that they use in salon. You see this same 6 liter production that I'm doing. This same recipe, you can use it for 10 liters of production, depending on how thick you want it to be. You will now take 250 ml of water. You will add in your methylparaben, 5 grams of methylparaben. Methylparaben serve as a preservative. Please don't be like me. When you want to do this production, make sure that you are wearing gloves and you are putting on nose mask. Please, another water, you will pour it into the plastic, then you put in your Genocell or your Nutrosol, 75 grams. It will serve as a binder, you understand? Pour it into that water and make sure that you use that your tonic stick to dissolve it very well. It is very important that you mix and mix. Then another, just pour in water, pour water very well. Make sure you dissolve it. Don't forget that we are still using that 5 kg of water since morning. Mix it very now. You see that your dissolved SLS, that SLS that you've dissolved, you see that it has properly dissolved. Pour it into it. As you are using one hand to pour, be using one hand to do what? To mix. See, in this country, get as it be. So if there's any knowledge that you know that you are a professional in, just take it upon yourself to teach people on your page. Now, the dissolved STPP, pour it into it. As you can see, I'm using one hand to turn and one hand to pour it. Any coloring that you want to use, but please use a coloring that is in the market, like orange, green, tangerine color that you know that it will not be hard for people to, to relate to all those ones that is in the market. Don't pour it directly into your production or dissolve it in the remaining water and set aside. The next thing is your dissolved soda ash. Pour in your dissolved soda ash. If you follow my instruction the way I am teaching you, if you follow it, the only difference here is that I am teaching you for free while I collected money from some other people. But then tell me thank you. I deserve your thank you, because Yoruba people say that kusheba alone mori, meaning that if you appreciate somebody, their head will swell and they will do more. If you notice one thing that I don't forget to do is to turn. I always turn. Now our dissolved methylparaben, that is the preservative, I poured it into it again. A quick thing, I heard that some people have been using my video for sponsored ad and to collect money from innocent people. Be wise, oh. Whenever you see my video anywhere, check the page that posted it, if it is my page or not, oh. This is sulfonic, 125 grams of sulfonic. This is the part that you now pour your sulfonic inside. This is what I will do. If you want me to send you the list of all these things with the measure, just comment Paramount, send me, and I will send it to your DM. cm. You pour in your sulfonic with one hand and you keep stirring. You can see that the thing is getting thick. You stir it. This is your cast-iron soap. 25 grams of cast-iron soap. I have more than 25 grams here, so I'll be using just 25 grams of cast-iron soap. See, as you are using one hand to pour your recipe, you're using another hand to turn. You can see that it is getting very, very thick. I told you from start, I said this is a 6-liter production, but you can use it as a 10-liter production, depending on how thick you want your production to be. This is the part where you turn and turn. Paramount, my obligation is to make sure that every of my followers go into one business or the other. This is tea tree oil, 5 ml. This one is very important. You cannot skip it. Tea tree oil. Go and Google all this thing. Now, this is peppermint oil. 15 ml of peppermint oil. You know, whenever you use conditioner, I know those minty thing that you'll be feeling like on tired. That is the peppermint. You can Google about all these things even before purchasing them. If you know you want to go into something, don't be lazy. Take your time to make your research. Now, this is your fragrance. 15 ml of fragrance, because the smell that your production bring out also determine how people will want to come back to patronize you. This is very, very thick, as you can see. That is why I said you can even use that your 10 kg. Now, this is your glycerin, 75 ml of glycerin. It is very important for you to put glycerin. This one is a perfect production. See, the only difference is that I am teaching you here for absolutely free, which I pray that you appreciate, because if I say people know they appreciate free things. The next production that is coming on is conditioner or toilet wash. So you have to pick one of the two, either conditioner or toilet wash. I have done the two so that I will know the one that I will post next. Now, that our coloring that will dissolve, that is why I said don't pour the powder into the production directly. Dissolve it. In this one, I'm using orange coloring. You pour it and you mix it. See, it is very important so that the thing will go to the down. You mix and mix and mix. And after everything, this is what I'm going to tell you. You need to leave your production for 24 to 48 hours so that it can give you that result that you want. See what I'm saying. See how thick this is. Do you want to sell something this thick? That depends on you. But if you know that I don't want to sell it this thick, you will now take, since it is a 6 kg production, you will now take water. You can take 1 liter of water, you pour it first, you take another liter till you get that thing that you want. That, okay, this is how watery I want it to be. Look at the results. Look at the result after 24 to 48 hours. See what it is giving me. Now, see how thick this one is. If you don't want your production to be too thick, pour water, you know. Just be pouring that water small till you get that the way you want it to be. If you want the measurements, let me see your comment and say Paramount, send me. And do you think I deserve your thank you or not? So which one should I post next? Where is my thank you in the comment section? Bye. For absolutely free, I'll be teaching you how to make Isaiah like a professional. Due to the hardship in the country, I'll be teaching you as if I'm teaching a primary 2 student. This is Texapon, 250 grams of Texapon. This is the best way of producing this as long as you follow my instructions. The next item going in is your pine oil, 250 ml of pine oil. Pour it into the Texapon that you've poured first, then you start mixing it. Now, the most important thing is that you mix very well. Mix it very well. The next thing going in is your phenol, 250 ml of phenol. If you notice that the container of this phenol is very, very thick, that means they cannot sell it inside nylon. If not, the nylon will swell and it will burst. You pour that phenol inside and you keep mixing. Just continue mixing the way I am mixing. Continue mixing. Now, this is Lysol, 250 ml of Lysol. You pour it into it. That is why I said if you follow my instruction one after the other, you are going to get a perfect production. The only difference is that I am teaching you this for free while you get to pay for it somewhere else. But I am teaching you for free. So type my thank you in the comment section right now. You know why? The only difference here is that I am teaching you for free. I am telling you that this same thing is what I have taught people in my group and I have collected money. But we all know how hard the country is. So, which is why I decided to start teaching all of these things for absolutely free. Both the ones I taught in the class and the ones that I had in mind to teach here for free. That is why I say you owe me a thank. Now, this is Isal concentrate, 500 grams. You can either use this Isal concentrate or you use Isal booster. But I am going to be using Isal concentrate. After mixing and mixing, you pour it. Don't forget that the way you are using one hand to pour, using the second hand to be turning it. Like I said, follow my instruction the way I am teaching you. Like, be watching this video and be doing it, and you will see that you will get it perfectly. You will not do one single mistake. The number of things I have learned with money, that I have practiced, the number of things that I've used as business, if I start teaching here one after the other. That is why I said, as long as you people keep appreciating me, now you will not take one small plastic, you pour in any amount of water, but then just, if you don't know the amount you want to pour, just measure 250 ml of water. But you can just pour it. Is not mandatory for you to start. Now this is carbolic, 250 ml of carbolic. Pour it into that small container, that water. Don't pour it directly into your production. You will now start mix it very well inside that plastic form. I repeat, don't pour it into your production immediately. Mix that carbolic with some amount of water. You can use 250 ml of water for this particular production, but to be honest, if you turn a pro, you don't need to start measuring it. Just pour water, pour your carbolic and mix together. After mixing together, then you now pour it into your production. If you pour that carbolic into your production directly, I don't know the meaning of lefo in English. If you know the meaning of lefo in English, do well to let me know in the comment section. Now you will now start turning again. Just continue turning. See, this turning is very important. Yoruba people will say that that is why I said, once you watch my video, check if you are following me. If you are yet to follow me, now you they lose or would they do a lot for you. Double tap, like this post, drop a comment. If possible for you, repost. Now this is binder, thickener. You take 500 ml. You now take another container again. Pour that 500 ml into another container entirely. Make sure you now add another amount of water. You can add like 250 ml or 500 ml. Just make sure that the water is sufficient enough, because in total we are doing a 10-liter production of Izal. 10-liter production of Izal. You will now do what? You will keep turning it. Turn it very well inside that small container. Turn and turn and turn and turn. Make sure that you turn very well. You see the way I'm insisting on this turning thing is because I know what I am saying. You see that I had to add more water. That's why I said you can use like 250 ml to 500 ml. Any amount of water that that can contain that plastic. It is not mandatory for you to measure the water. You will now then pour it into the major production. Pour everything into that production. Then you see. If you know that you are enjoying my teaching, let me know in the comment section. Make my own head self sweat. Make I know some people they feel waiting that they teach them. So then you now add water. Like you see that the remaining 5 liter, the remaining water is in that 5 liter plastic. I had to add it. Then I added. Now you see this one that I'm showing you on the screen is that one that I told you that either you use the booster or the concentrate. This is what the booster looks like. That I told you I did not use the booster. Now the remaining water, all the water that remain, pour it. But in total, we've used 10 liters of water. Now I want you to wait for the results. The next thing I will be teaching you on this page is either conditioner or shampoo. I want you to pick either conditioner or shampoo. I have done the 2 videos already. Like I said, this is a class that people paid me to be in the class, and I taught them over 20 things in the class. So this is just tell me the one you want me to post first, if it is the shampoo or it is the conditioner. Check if you are following me. If you are here to do so that you can see my next post. Don't wait for Explore to bring something to you. Look at the results. You can see that this one is not floating. You are going to leave it for good 24 to 48 hours before you start selling it. People that are selling it, this is what they are doing. I'll be very honest with you. Except they want to come and be telling you one jargon there just to defend their brand or anything. This is it. If you know that you want to preserve it, there is no point doing that, because all your materials already have preservative inside them. But then you can add a bit of methyl paraben. But you see, everything that you use here already have preservative. So there's no point wasting your money on preservative. You can see the way everything is looking perfectly. Now, where is my thank you in the comment section? Where is it?
Now, Kenyans could be consuming contaminated rice after it emerged that a consignment of rice totaling 2 million kilograms, which had been declared unfit for human consumption, was diverted into the market. Documents obtained by from the Kenya Bureau of Standards shows that the rice that was imported from Pakistan in September and October had failed the aflatoxin tests, as it contained higher levels than locally permissible. And as Stephen Leto reports, despite the standards body's declaration that the rice wasn't fit, only a fraction was intercepted, with millions of kilograms sneaked into the market, exposing Kenyans to health risks.
According to the documents, 83,200 bags of rice were imported from Pakistan in South Asia by Gamma Food Traders Limited and shipped through the Indian Ocean to the port of Mombasa. The first consignment was released from Pakistan on 29 September this year, and the second consignment was released from Karachi in Pakistan on Mashujaa Day this year. When the rice docked in Mombasa, a total of 2,080 tons of rice were released from Kilindini to Nairobi. According to records, this rice consignment was released from the port without certificates of conformity at the point of entry. When the Kenya Bureau of Standards established that the contaminated rice was in circulation, market surveillance officers moved into action but only seized 23 tons, with the remaining 2,057 tons of the poisonous rice flooding the Kenyan market, exposing consumers to danger. The fraction of that consignment was seized at Anytime Limited at Central Business Park, Road C Industrial Area. Upon tests at the KEBS laboratory, results showed that the rice in the market contained high levels of aflatoxin that is unfit for human consumption. The tests showed 11.54 levels of aflatoxin per kilogram against a recommended maximum level of 5.0 per kilogram. Attempts by KEBS to recall the contaminated rice from the market did not bear fruits, with only 5,300 kgs of Pola biryani rice and 6,000 kgs of Kuku biryani rice recovered. For the last 2 months, unsuspecting Kenyans could have been buying the contaminated rice in the market, and with the festive season kicking in, more Kenyans could be exposed to the dangerous rice. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV.
Ntadde mu kantu akantereza gwendi naye mugogofu ebyange byakugatta onterezezza nkale oli otya mwanange nga nsanyusa okukulaba sijja kulwisa buli ajja ewange nfuna kyendeeta nga kyansonga mwana wange amasowaani gano njagala ogenda owuutiremu kasupu mwana wange si nnyo mwana wange webale kujja kundaba si nnyo omulungi wange bannange si nnyo
nze moda nzijemu
okitegeera
amaze okunfuuwa
kwebaza okuyimba bannange si nnyo
bannange mami mukama
amina mama
simanyi
ate ebirungi
kusabira nensaba Katonda akole ekyo kyoyayanira
amina
yakuwa buli kimu
ekigwaawo
bannange mweyongere okwagala modo wange simanyi kyenyeza babanga naye mukama wo omukisa ennyumba eno na buli kyokwata
amina nkitwala tusimbudde
for the industry, entertainment industry. Remember, I don't talk only entertainment industry. If you like change, you get there from now.
Audio Jungle.
The federal government or state government to part of.
Audio Jungle.